classifies as big to some of you, but this sucker I classify as big. We got one live side and 1, 2, 3, 4 dead leaders, stems, trees, whatever you want to call them. They're all big enough to be called a tree. For size comparison there, when I do the stump here, we'll measure it. We'll put a tape measure across there, but that's probably at least 7 feet. I've got one main target that I can't hit, and it's this like pump house building. They're on a well here. It shouldn't be too hard to miss this, but there is like a couple up here that are way bigger than they look on camera that would come down and demolish this building if not done right. Everything else through here is fair game. I mean, I don't want to bash up that fence over there either, but I have a lot of space here to drop some pretty big pieces. And once I've got some of the limbs processed out, I'll come down and I'll probably fall some stems, whatever I can make fit in these spaces out here. The one thing on this side is not burying my climb line, and already tried to do that. Well, that's okay. I want to go up here and probably top this side. Then I'll go into these dead ones here and tie in, and take the rest of this out with a high tie-in point. This maple, really hard. A little bit of wind pushing, of course, to the pump house building. Yeah, these are gonna come off really fast once I get a high tie-in point. So let me get rid of this top first. Oh, that sucker's moving. I just have the little saw with, oh, this is dead here, with a 12-inch bar, so I could top this whole piece here. It would take a little bit of cutting, but it'd probably break off pretty fast because there's so much weight out there. So I probably wouldn't have to get all the way through it to send it. I think now is an okay time to do that. I could do it in 2 pieces. I could chop that side off first, or 3, 1, 2, and then 3. Or I could go down here and do it down here. Probably I'll just do it in 3 so I don't have to go through this big wood. This is quite a bit smaller in this area. Let me go up in that real quick and I'll come back over to this side. In fact, I'll probably tie into this center one right here. That'd be most central to what I'm working on. This will be fine. There is a crack right here on this whole side right here, so I mean, I'm not going to climb on that, but I did notice that there's a crack right there running down it. Oh man, you can barely spur into this stuff. The wood is so hard. And I'm gonna peel this, bark off to keep looking at the tree. Make sure there's nothing like lateral cracks. The vertical cracks I'm not so worried about, but it's the lateral ones that I don't want to play around with. Okay. Let me go around this. Let's start here and do some work. Let's do this side first. And I'll probably tie into this one to keep me kind of more in this area over here. Yeah, get out of here. All right, backside. worried about that cedar. I'll face this one out there away from the cedar though, kind of save it a little bit. This is going to be quite a bit bigger than that. Sheesh. Look at that piece of rocking. Oh, that was the live side. Oh, that was fun. I think this whole piece here, the rest of this whole stem, which is like 60 feet maybe or something, I'll probably cut it from the ground and just send it out there. And now I can work on this stuff, or I can do these tops. And I kind of like, that's the dangerous one that's kind of leaning over the pump house, so that one I'll have to climb out into and try to make some small pieces on. I would like to do this top now, but I don't want to take any chances of it doing anything funky and then breaking this one out below it, so I'll probably remove the below one first, that one there, the high risk one, and then I'll do this top. I would like to have a higher tie-in point when I swing out onto that, because I need to go much higher on that. From here though, I could get rid of some of this stuff since it's, you know, real convenient for me. So let's do that. And I'm turning my saw off every time so you guys can hear it smashing the ground and get a better, you know, video experience. That wasn't that impressive. Oh, that's a big one. So on this side, it's just the gardening fence area that I need to try to not bash up. Otherwise, I mean, I could just let those pieces fly. I'll probably clear that one limb above me so that it doesn't impede me going that way. And I'll take all that out right now. Let's get a little trip down there for that stuff. Get out of here. That piece would easily fade out into that fencing area, but I can probably get it to turn sideways too. So let's go over there and say hi to that side. I'm just pushing this stuff out away from my climb lines, all I'm doing there. Let's see this side here. Probably the lower stuff I'm not worried about, because this stuff that comes down can just smash it off the tree. Let me get a couple of those guys since they could flop that way towards the building, and then I'll probably go up. I don't know. It doesn't matter what order on this side. It's all going to come out. But for now, I will get this stuff right here. Love when you transition into another stem and you can only use one hand and you need more flip line to come out. Now you're trying to struggle through that when you don't pre-plan ahead how much flip line you're going to need. We'll save these lower pieces for some nice smashing effect. Easiest route from here. These are kind of mended together, kind of. Hold on. Get out of there, climb line. Are these together? Yeah, these are kind of together right here, so I'm not going to cut that. Yeah. I need to go up there, probably. Let's go up and around this piece. Oh, it's pulling out. You little sucker. Yeah, this wood's so hard to spur into. Super easy to gaff out. Yeah, I can pull a lot of these stems from the ground, so that's why I'm just trying to get the tops out of them where they're shorter. Then they don't reach anything important. Should have cleared that limb. I'm like grabbing the tree and the bark's just coming off, so it's, you know, I don't have a good grip on it. Get that little shock feeling when the bark lets go. Or you're expecting something to hold on and just lets go. The gate's not important. probably send this whole piece off. Let me go over there. And that whole piece will be able to float off on us in the right direction. Like I said, I just need not to hit the building, so we got roly polies up here. How did roly polies get all the way up here? Like, come on guys, you're about to go for a ride. Hanging on. Oh, no. Yeah, that was perfect. I warned you about the gate.
I'm not worried about the gate.
I know. Now let's do this top piece right here. It's gonna do the same thing. That was fun. Got a little bit of collateral damage underneath me there, which I was kind of looking for, but this top's next. So let's probably take off the lower limb first, and then I'll go up and make that small enough, or try to get it to turn, float, do something away from the fence out there. Shaking the whole tree. I'm looking up, I'm like, I don't have any tops breaking out on me, right? Take that tree. If it wasn't for that garden there, I would have just sent this piece already, but I'm going to try to make it smaller and keep it off that thing. It's going to be a challenge. We're going to see. We're going to go up higher. Let's see. It'd almost be better for me to let this left side go off first and then try to notch the other. Yeah, I'm gonna have to notch the other side to the right, but if I don't take the left side first, it's not going to be as effective. Yeah, it's gonna have to go left, I think. I can get it to go 45 degrees left. It'd be a big ask to get it to go 45 degrees right. We're going left, hard left. Oh yeah. Turned it right there. That hinge is like completely sideways there. Cut that inside, held the back a little bit. There was a chance it sits down on the saw and pinches the saw, but I was just kind of babying it in there, filling it out, and it was fine. Now it's the tops. I'll have to go back down so I don't take a abrupt swing. I'm trying to get all this done on one tank of gas, so that's why I'm not trying to waste any cuts, but that would be worth it. Maybe I'll let that one fly. I got gas for the rest of this. Yeah, it was worth it. Let's go to the high risk stuff now. I need to get a higher tie-in point to piece that out properly. I've got 1, 2, 3 stems. It's actually 2 stems, but that's a pretty good sized top. That's a pretty good sized top. And the stick that I'm in has like 2 tops. So I'm gonna call it 4 tops. I can get rid of the number 1 right now. It's probably 25, 30 feet, and I can send it out there into the yard. That's not the top I was talking about, but I was gonna get rid of it anyways. It's this one I'm talking about. It's holding on. I'll bet it's the wind. Yeah, I cut all the way through that notch and it was just balancing. It's probably that wind pushing kind of evenly and got a kick into this wood because it's so stinking hard. Kicked in so hard I couldn't even pull my spur out. Come here. Left side piece coming out. Flat. Those 2 on that leader are right out over the building, so I need to be able to push them one way or the other before I can't just cut them. They'll be on top of the roof, so that's why I'm going up right now, because I need to have a higher tie-in point to be more, to do what I need to do out there, be more comfortable. Yeah, a lot of cracks, but they're vertical, which, and no crack's good, but that's better than lateral or horizontal. And I don't know if, for you climbers out there, that's based off your own species of tree. I don't know, you might be working on different wood and that would be unacceptable. Okay. That one's over the building too. Now when I cut this top, I don't want it to shake the crap out of the whole tree. I want it to be pretty smooth. So that means I need to give it plenty of opening, notch to come off and not stall, and I need to keep cutting the back so there's less hinge for it to hold on to as it's coming over. Yeah. It barely rocked the tree. You saw that, it just floated right off. The tree didn't even feel it come off hardly. I left very little hinge, and I cut the sides too to make that hinge in the center even smaller. That couldn't have gone better. And I got this big top right above me that needs to do the exact same thing. I honestly prefer to be kind of sitting in my climb line as I'm cutting. That way I don't have a chance of gaffing out. Because can you imagine you're cutting, and you gaff out, it like throws the whole thing off, freaks you out. So I like to be sitting in my climb line so I'm not worried about, I don't have to think about my climbing at all. I could just cut and focus on that. Let me get rid of this above me. I don't like that there. Flat. Gotta love those flats. This piece, can't cut it right now. It would just kind of come down and break everything below it. So this will be the last limb of the tree. And I'll go down and limb walk out on that. Hopefully it doesn't break. Yeah, brittle. It's brittle. Brittle, boys. Well, that's all right. That's all right. Being itty bitty. Big old town in a big old city. Get out. Got me thinking country music now. I am kind of out in the country from where I normally work. Okay, I need to just straight go out on that, so let's do it. It's alright. Being itty bitty. Big old town in a big old city. I don't know why that's in my head. Keeping most of my weight in the climb system here. The only thing I have this lanyard tied in for is to keep me from swinging back. But this, I think I can probably do maybe a snap cut on this. No, I think I'll just cut it from the back and pull it towards me. Okay, there's one. It should come back towards the tree. And that one, same thing, it's gonna come back towards the tree. I'll turn it. I'm glad I made that look easy. Let's process what I'm standing on and then reassess this whole thing and see what I can fall and see what I need to finish off from up here. Wind changed directions again. Now it's pushing out here. I got like variable wind kind of this way all the way out to this way, so this whole sector over here, this corner. Get a little shove, little bully push right there, a little bully shove. Okay, let's assess this. This piece can go out there. This piece, same thing out here. The back side over here will go this way, and then there's another one here which will go out. I'm kind of just going around this whole tree. It'll go out here, and then the final one, which is the one I'm in, pretty straight. Well, one thing I don't like is this area right here where they're kind of pushed up against each other. I would like to create some separation on these two guys at the very least. So let me do that. Let me cut one of these off and then have complete separation on these stems. And then I'll probably start falling some big pieces. I wanted to have this done in an hour, and I'm at I think I'm about at my hour point right now. So I need to get this wrapped up. Still some pressure there. Let me make another cut on it. There we go. Complete separation there. Firewood. Remember that base is really large, so I probably want to cut these stems from within the tree. That way I'm not just doing a big... I can't cut through the stump and separate them all and make them go different ways, so... I'm not getting through that backside. There's going to be a big post on the backside that the bar's not reaching through, but I know I'm not cut through on that backside. I don't think I can. No. Yeah, you can see now how much I didn't. There's a huge amount over here not cut up. Let's do this side next. Let's see what else we got here. That's better. Let's get rid of this right side. Nice little cut. It stopped. This is a big piece for this little saw, but it can go out here. So I'm on the back side here and I noticed this hollowness right here. I don't like that. Obviously I'm not going to try to do a notch through that. That would be wild. Unpredictable too. So I'm going to have to make the cut above that, and I honestly can't tell what the lean is of this piece because it has limb weight up top. Like, I might just make this piece smaller. There it goes. put a nice little hole in the ground there. Don't step in that. I don't know if it wanted to go that way, but that's the way I convinced it to go. Oh man, not having a wedge is kind of sketchy. 'Cause I had to make that hinge super thin and push on it. Putting a wedge in the back would have been the smarter choice there. I'm just gonna buck a couple pieces down and figure out this stump real quick. There's a hole in this wood. I might just have to fall this whole piece, use the jack just to tilt it. Get smashed by that. No. Saw my footing, I checked it, looked behind me and said, I'm good. Just took a wrong step. Okay, let's see what else we can do here. Let's try to notch it. Give the tree somewhere to move. Or will it close before it gets over center there? I might have to open that up a little more. This will be the biggest stump that I've cut like this. I'm gonna get the back cut real cut up and then I'll put the jack in. I got my jack seat in. Well, one thing I noticed here was that the bottom of my back cut is right here. The bottom of my back cut is the shelf that the jack is sitting on, and it goes all the way across, all the way through. This shelf should have been below that, but it's still going to do the same thing. I'm looking at it here. It's still going to lift the tree. It's still going to push it up and start moving it over. The base is still going to be solid. Shouldn't change anything about it, but I think the last time I did it, I had the shelf, maybe I'm tripping right now, but I thought I had the shelf under, but right now it's above, but it's going to do the same thing. So I'm going to start lifting this thing and see what it does. I think I've got this most of the way cut through here. I had to cut it from both sides and the center with a 36-inch bar. So like I said, it's a 7 feet plus. Oh yeah, the tree's already lifting. It's lifting from down here. And like I said, even though this is kind of backwards from the way I did it last time, oh yeah, it's going already. I'll just pull the jack out once it starts going, just in case. I'm at a 3,000, 4,000 PSI. If I get up into the red, or close to it, I'll stop, but I don't think I'm going to. Up to 5,000. Almost 6,000. Seems pretty cut up. I've got the top of that jack plate. It's really tilted. So I just want to make sure that is pretty tilted there. We'll just see here. Go a little more with it. Might cut the tree up a little more. Oh, I lost all my pressure on the jack. There it goes. Sheesh! That was a 3.5 right there. I gotta measure this thing. Yeah, that was the widest base that I've ever cut down, because it was, you know, 4 trees combined into one at the stump. So let's see what it measured in at. I'll hold it right at the 0 over here. What's it say?
You're right at like 7, 2 3/4.
7'2"? Yeah. 7 feet 2 inches?
Yeah.
There you go, 7 feet. All right, that's a wrap. That was like the biggest, I know I've said it already, but that's like the biggest base of a tree I've ever cut down. It's probably 2 feet bigger than anything I've ever cut. I think the biggest one I've done up to this point was 5 feet or so or something. But same principles apply, it's just a bigger notch and a bigger back cut, and trying to get all the way through that back cut, you know, all the way across. Let's look at the hinge real quick. Hinge here, a little bit of hinge here in the corner. But I was really trying to get that 3-foot bar, you know. You can't see where you're cutting. You just have to imagine where your bar ends at, your bar tip. That's not bad though for my first, you know, 7-foot stump. It went where I needed it to go. Tree jack paid off. And I'm happy this is a no cleanup job, because that is a lot to clean up. All right guys, hope you enjoyed that. I did, and we'll see you later.